Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new, I want to welcome you. My name is Keely and we talk everything plants on this channel. And today I am going to do my first top 5 houseplants of the year. And so it is my top 5 houseplants of January. I have a few plants that I wanted to show you guys that are doing good over the month of January, and then I also want to show you guys one plant that is not doing so great. So let's get started with this video. Okay, so the first plant that I want to show you is my Confetti Singhania, and I did purchase this plant a while ago. I don't even know how long ago. I'll have to look and look back on my videos and see how long ago it was, and then I will put it on the screen so just so you guys can get an idea of how long that I've had this plant. And actually when I first bought this plant, it was 2 separate plants and they weren't very big. This plant is not a very fast grower at all, but I was super excited to see that it was growing some new leaves for me. And I will show you the newest leaf because I am so in love with it. And this is the newest leaf. So it does have dark green leaves, and then it has pink splotches in it, and this one has a lot of pink in it. And then also it is growing a new leaf in here, if you can see this one, and then also back here another new leaf. So I'm super excited. I did move this plant to a different spot in my house. It does get a lot of light, but less light than I was giving it. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And then of course I do show you guys where I put these plants in my house. I just insert a picture so you guys kind of get the idea of where they sit in my house and the sunlight that they get. But I do water this plant once a week. And I'm so glad that it is doing well. So this is the first plant on my top 5 houseplants of January. Okay, so the next plant I'm going to show you, I was really worried about this plant because it wasn't producing any flowers, and I thought that maybe it just wasn't going to bloom for me. I did get it last year at Thanksgiving time, and it is my Thanksgiving cactus, and it wasn't blooming at all. And then all of a sudden, just one day, I was looking at it and I saw little buds forming on you know, the tips of the leaves, and now it bloomed. So I'm super excited. I didn't think it was going to bloom this year for me, and I was kind of sad about it, but as you can see, and it has a lot of blooms. It has what, 1, 2, I don't know, it has multiple blooms on it, which is awesome. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this plant. So this one I do have sitting like really close to my south facing window, so it does get a lot of sunlight throughout the day, and I do water it about once a week. I kind of watch the leaves. They do kind of start to wrinkle when it needs water. So I just kind of watch it that way. But I'm just super glad that it has bloomed for me this year, because I did purchase this last year when it already had blooms on it, and super excited for it. So this is another plant here on my top 5 of January. Okay, so the next plant I'm going to show you is a plant that was struggling really bad, and I thought that it was going to not make it. It did, for whatever reason, have spider mites, and these plants of mine usually never get spider mites, but I think it was too close to my alocasia that were filled with this one right here. It was filled with spider mites, and I have it all treated now. It doesn't have any more spider mites, but this is one of my variegated Syngoniums, and this one's all wonky. I don't have it put on a moss pole or climbing at all, but it wasn't doing good. It wasn't doing very good at all. So I did prune all the leaves that were you know, had problems, dying, brown spots, whatever. And it started producing new leaves, like this one here. So it does have a little one there. And then it has, of course, this one here. But, you know, the leaves on these don't stay very long, especially these white leaves. They turn like a brown color, like this. They get like brown on the white part, and then they slowly shrivel up and die. But this one is doing really good now. This leaf here is probably one of my favorite leaves on this plant, just because it's all white. I love it. I think it's beautiful, even though it's going to die pretty soon. I think that's one of my favorites. But these plants overall are my favorite plants, just because they're such easy growers. And I just love them. They're beautiful. I was actually telling my husband that I only have one tattoo, and I told him that I wanted to get a tattoo of a variegated Syngonium. So stay tuned for that. I might have a tattoo coming up sometime this year. I just thought it would be really cute to have one of my favorite plants on my body forever. But anyway, this is one of my top 5 houseplants for the month of January. Okay, so the next plant is going to be this Philodendron Prince of Orange. This is another plant that I've had for a while, and it was struggling as well. It did also have spider mites. My whole shelf on my plant wall was struggling really bad with spider mites. And I think it, like I said, it all stemmed from my alocasia, and I'm still working on trying to get them taken care of. They're not easy to get rid of, but I am working on it, and it is getting less and less of a problem. But this plant, even through the spider mites, it did produce a new leaf here for me, and then a new leaf is coming out right here in the center. I do try to keep these leaves clean for the most part, and once in a while I still will find a web or two. But for the most part, this plant is doing pretty well, and that is why it is on my top 5 houseplants of January. Okay, you guys, so the last plant here on the top 5 of January is going to be one of my Hoya. So this one, I'm not sure if it, I think it's the Queen, the Crimson Queen, I'm thinking. I'm not sure, but it has mostly green leaves. It does have a few white, a few leaves that have white on them. But this plant was struggling really bad, and you guys, I'm just really not good with Hoya. I don't know what it is, but I don't know, I just can't take care of them that well. It's like either I am overwatering them or underwatering them. I just don't know what it is. But I try to watch the leaves and see, and water it once they, you know, start wrinkling. But I don't know, I'm doing my best. But I thought this plant was a goner for a while, just because I couldn't get the watering down right. But it's doing okay. I did put it on like a bamboo stake because it was growing pretty long. And I did notice that it is growing some new leaves. So here is one here, and then even up here on this branch under this leaf here, it is growing a new one there. So I was pretty excited. It does have another little new one down in here. And when I saw new leaves growing on it, I was super excited because I really thought that this plant wasn't going to make it. But hopefully I'll get the watering down right on this plant, and it can continue to grow and grow new leaves and just be a full, beautiful plant. But I'm pretty happy with this plant this month. And so that is why it is one of my top 5 houseplants of January. Okay, you guys, so those were my top 5 houseplants of January. And of course, I always have to show you guys one plant that is not doing so well for the month. And this plant I'm really sad about because it was doing awesome. Colder weather began. This plant started dropping leaves and I was kind of sad about it. But it is my Begonia that I got from somewhere on Etsy, I think. I'll have to look it up and let you guys know. But I did unbox this one when I did my video where I did a whole bunch of unboxings on one video. I will have to find that video and I will either link it above or I'll put it down below if you guys are interested in watching that video. But it was doing pretty good, and like I said, the leaves just started falling off. I did move it to a different spot, and I started thinking I should probably move it upstairs in my bathroom where I have my other begonia that's doing awesome. But for right now, it is downstairs on my plant wall near the south facing window. It is growing new leaves, as you can see. And it does have a new leaf down here. But for the most part, you guys, look how sad this plant looks. It has 3 leaves and then a small one growing. I don't know. I think maybe the weather had something to do with it. I didn't notice any spider mites on it, so I don't know. I don't think it got attacked by the spider mites, but I really don't know. But this is my sad plant here for the month of January. And like I did last year in December, I did show you guys all of my sad plants. And so I will be doing that for this plant for this year as well. I might do it halfway through the year. Maybe I will show you guys, maybe like June or July, I'll show you all the plants, you know, halfway through the year and how they're doing, just so you guys don't have to wait so long to see how they're doing. So stay tuned. Just get a picture of this one in your head. Remember this one because I'm going to come back and show you guys what it looks like about 6 months later. So here is my sad plant for the month of January. Okay, you guys, so those were my top 5 houseplants of January, and then of course my sad plant of January. I also am going to do my January plant haul, so that video should be coming out on Wednesday. And then I'm also going to start a new series on my channel. So I'm going to do a few repotting videos. So I did 2 this month, and so then the following month I'm going to show you guys how those plants are doing. So I did repot my euphorbia that I found, I think it was at Lowe's, and then also my begonia that's up in my bathroom. So in February I will show you guys how those plants are doing so far being repotted. And then of course in February I will repot 2 of my plants, and then I will show you how they're doing in March, and then so on and so forth. But stay tuned for my plant haul on Wednesday. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I just want to thank everybody for watching. And until next time, guys, bye.